All right, Jimmy, putting you on the spot here, I want to know that one person in your life, not a teacher, someone who made a lasting impression on you.
But not a teacher. I'm going to violate that rule right off the bat and say Mr. Trice, who was my sixth grade teacher. Yeah, my sixth grade teacher. And the reason being because he spent a little extra time with me that made it feel personal. He was interested in me, and I really appreciated that. So I violated your rule there. Sorry. So other than a parent or family, you name somebody.
Okay, that's easy. I had a neighbor.
Yeah?
Yeah, I had a neighbor who, you know, I loved the way she lived her life, and very well-rounded life, and I modeled my life after her. So yeah, so see what we mean when we say mentors can have a lifelong impact?
Yeah. Now, how would you like to be that person in a child's life? We're welcoming back with us this afternoon to Historic Studio D, Mark Thompson, the mentoring coordinator with Wicomico Public Schools. How are you, sir?
I'm terrific, and I'm just excited to be here today with both of you.
Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for wearing a Christmas tie.
Well, we had kind of a hiatus last year. We didn't have school, kids were in school, and I've been storing them. So now I'm just so excited about school being in session. Right. I'm excited about Christmas is coming, but mostly excited about reaching these mentors out there.
Yeah, because, you know, the hiatus, 18 months where you couldn't have mentors meet with students. So
it has been a year, and then we were trying to do virtual mentoring, and it was kind of successful. However, the kids didn't want to be on another virtual platform.
Oh, yeah.
But I always look at mentoring one-on-one, FaceTime is right where people need to be, and this is where our children, they really need you this time.
Tell me what a mentor does.
Well, you know, what we say, let me start with this. A mentor is not a Santa Claus, they're not the parent, they're not a therapist, but what a mentor is an encourager, a motivator, someone who's going to come into a child's life other than their parents and encourage them and motivate them and tell them they can do it. Be excited for them. So when I sit down with a student, I tell them, I don't know anything about what's going on in your world. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about what's happening.
Oh, wow.
And that way you open up and they start sharing.
So what are you hearing from those students? I mean, what do they need from mentors?
Well, right now, coming back into school after being out for almost over a year, our students now are kind of antsy about what should they do. They haven't had a teacher in front of them, a real teacher in front of them for over a year. So they're trying to get back engaged in school. And then when you've been home for, you know, when you're on vacation for a week, you really don't want to come back to the real world. And that's what's happening with our students. And this is where a mentor, anyone, doesn't matter your age or where you come from, now you can come into school and just encourage them and say, you know, maybe I didn't like school when I was growing up, but look where you can go if you finish school. Right. And just encourage them, motivate them. That's what we're looking for mentors to do.
So who can be a mentor?
Anyone can be a mentor. They call me at 410-677-4536. We have posters all over the schools. Outside the buildings, when they pull up, they can just write down that school number. But we're looking for anyone. We have a perfect, wonderful foster grandparents program where some of our senior people come in and they sit there and they just watch the students draw. Yeah. And that's what we're looking for, people just to sit there with them and also just encourage them to be in school. Yeah. That's what we're looking for.
So we talked about our mentors in our life. Is there anybody in your life that you see as a mentor?
Well, when I look back over my life, pretty much my dad has been mentoring me, what he has done. But other people that come into my life, I have to give a shout out to Dr. Kathy Townsend and Dr. Margot Handy. Mm-hmm. They've really taken me under their wings and just showed me how to be like an administrator, how to work in the school, how to work with students. I still remember Dr. Townsend, in a meeting I was with her, she never said positives or negatives. She said pluses and deltas. And I still use that where it's not so much about the negative, it's about what needs to be changed. You would just not understand the difference you would make, Jimmy, if you came into the school and just said, hey, I'm Jimmy Hopper. They're gonna say, well, I don't know who you are. And then you just start talking to them. And then if you say, well, you need to check me out on TV, it makes such a difference. Lisa, movie stars. They love movie stars. And that's why, thank you for bringing me on, because when I go back and I show students, hey, I was on TV today with Delmarva Life.
And you have that little extra.
Yeah, a little extra. But and if you're not on TV, but you have something special that you have inside you, where you've been in your life, where you've traveled to, open up the world for these students. And anyone can do it, and just don't feel like you don't have anything to offer.
You don't have to be on TV.
No, you don't have to be on TV. All you have to do is love children, love people, and just want to be in a place where you want to see someone be better. Right. And here's the gift. Here's the gift I always tell everybody. When you mentor a child for that 45 hour for once a week, that's all we're asking for. Here's the gift, is years later, you plant that seed, you're in the mall, you're in the grocery store, and that person comes up to you and say, I remember you. You mentored me when I was in grade school, when I was in high school. And you can't pay for it. You can't. That's just, I yesterday, every time I see a child that I've had some contact with come up to me and say, this is my family, oh my goodness, it just makes a difference.
Mark Thompson, with the Wicomico County Public Schools mentoring program, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And I know a lot of people, you have mentored a lot of young people, and thank you for that.
Yeah, we're looking forward to you.
All right.